Audio.
Is it important?
Welcome to Sim FM.
Hello, Sim here. So that fun little intro should have demonstrated quite nicely how important audio is. So we've drawn our audience in by some good thumbnails and titles. What's going to make your audience run really quickly is some bad sounding audio. What you want is good sounding audio. It makes you sound much more professional and therefore your audience is much more likely to stay. You don't need to use fancy software like I am using right now, Adobe Audition. You can use a free piece of software and it's called Audacity. I used Audacity for a good couple of years on my YouTube channel and I will come back to it later on in the video. So what about microphones? A lot of YouTubers out there will use a Blue Snowball. You can pick it up for about 50 quid. Or alternatively, you can go for the Blue Yeti. It's got deeper, richer sound recording capability. And yes, it means it's about twice the price. And yes, for those who are interested, I decided to go straight for the Yeti. And yeah, it does pick up some deeper sounding tones in your voice. And a lot of my mates who know me in real life went, "Is that really you, Sim? Because it doesn't quite sound like it." And it's like, yes, that's really me. So one of the things I haven't invested in at this point in time, and remember I've been doing YouTube for about 3 years or so, is a boom and shock mount. So when you were like tapping away on keyboard, if you were going through like a tutorial on how to use Adobe Audition, for example, it would pick all of that type of stuff up and therefore you would need a boom and shock mount. You'll hear a little thud later on in the video when I'm demonstrating Audacity, and that's a case in point. So I've got away without using a boom and shock mount for 3 years or so, although I've only been doing commentaries for about 2 years or so. So the beauty about doing audio editing or video editing in general is you can edit it in any audio you want. That's why they're known as non-linear editors. So when it comes to like sound intros, I did the one you saw, the fun one I did at the beginning of this video. I'll come back to that one later, but I did a couple of other ones, Shout Out Tuesdays, and I did that in Audacity, and I did Plants vs Zombies intro in Audition. So let's go and quickly listen to them.
Shout Out Tuesdays.
Plants
versus Zombies.
So I used 2 different audio editing programs and both intros sound pretty cool. So now let's jump over to Audacity. So can you imagine if my first YouTube video sounded like this? Because it certainly would have done without the power of Audacity and its noise removal capability. So let's show you how to go and remove that noise. So the first thing to do is go and select a bit of the audio at the beginning. That I always record a bit so I can do the background noise, listen back to it. Sounds good. I've got no sort of like extra noises in there. I'll try to go for half a second or so if I can. Still sounds good. So you go to Effect, Noise Reduction, get its noise profile, deselect, back to Effect, and we apply it right here. And I've just adjusted and tweaked this, so tweak it as you like and see fit. So let's just go for 15. It was, I think, default of 12. Click OK, and you can see straight away a nice clean line. So let's listen back. So can you imagine if my first YouTube video sounded like this? Because it certainly would have done without the power of Audacity and its noise removal capability. So let's show you how to go and remove that noise. So now what you can also do is just tidy it up a bit more, take away some of the beginning, but I tend to try and leave like half a second or so because some video playbacks, you know, cut off the first few words. So if you speak right at the beginning of your video, then you're going to get some of your words being chopped off. So it gives it time for the video codec that's being played back to do its business. There's also a bit of breath here, so we want to remove that. You can hear that, and all you got to do is just click on the silence button here. Do a little bit of trim up here. And we'll just play this back. Capability. So let's show you. So if we wanted to be a bit more pro, and it said, oh, that pause is a bit too long, we can just take a little bit out. Capability. So let's show you how to go and remove that noise. And it just sounds that more professional. Other things that I noticed some YouTubers do is that their volume is just too low and they don't normalize the video. So if I select it all, or should I say the audio, go to Effect, there's a Normalize, and it just increases the volume without blowing the top ranges out so there's no distortion. Normalize, click okie dokie, hey presto, and it's now much more louder. So, can you imagine if my first YouTube video sounded like this? And that's all there is to it, and it's on some really nice free software. It's very simple, but very, very effective, and more importantly, free. So, to wrap it up, I just wanted to show you how I did the fun little intro. So I recorded the 3 parts of the intro into separate files, destructively edited them, i.e. removed the noise, cleaned up breaths, etc. Put them on their own individual tracks, adjusted their volumes, did fade-ins and fade-outs, and applied some effects. So I can demonstrate it with effects turned off. Audio. Is it important?
Welcome to Sim FM.
And then we'll listen back to it with effects turned on, and you can see the power of non-destructive editing.
Audio.
Is it important?
Welcome to Sim FM.
And finally, click on those thumbnails to watch episodes you've missed. The subscribe word is clickable too. You have been listening to Sim FM.